Welcome to the Utility Security Podcast, your command center for all things utility security. From power plant warriors to grid guardians and even curious citizens, this podcast is your essential briefing on keeping up to date with knowledge and insights for securing our nation's utilities. Expert intel through interviews with security chiefs, tech wizards, and policy shapers. Tune in as we explore the latest vulnerabilities, industry best practices, and inspiring stories of resilience from the frontline heroes keeping our grids secure.
All right, thank you for joining us. Can you each tell our readers a little bit more about yourself and your role as it relates to ISC West?
Sure, I'll take that one. So I'm Mary Beth Shaughnessy. I'm the event vice president for ISC Events, so ISC West and ISC East. I've been with RX for 15 years and have worked within the security industry for 10. So started out working with just a number of our shows and have worked with exhibitors, have worked with attendees. So basically know what our customers are looking for and, how to best create a valuable show experience for them. But I really enjoy working in the trade show industry, working with all our customers, and security sector is certainly interesting, and I'm constantly learning. It's constantly evolving, so it keeps us on our toes.
And Ron? All right. And I'm Ron Hawkins. I'm Senior Director of Industry Relations for SIA, the Security Industry Association. And specific to utilities, we have a utilities advisory board made up of industry leaders and experts from all sectors, including end users. And I am the staff person for that group. And each year we put on the Protecting Utilities Lunch at ISC West. We'll be doing that for the third year in a row this year. And we started doing it at East last year. Went really well. So that's been a really successful event, and we're looking forward to doing it again.
Okay. So 2024 was my first ever ISC West, and I got amazed at how massive and well attended that event is. It really is a Super Bowl of security. Can you tell our readers why ISC West 2025 is a can't miss industry event?
Sure. Well, it is the kickoff security event of the year. So that's one of the probably most important reasons that it is such an important event to all of our security industry professionals. We do feature over 750 exhibitors, and it's really where the exhibitors feature and launch their new products. So one of the main reasons we hear from all of our customers is, why do you attend ISC West? Well, they want to see what's new in the industry. And as our industry continues to evolve at such a fast pace, there is a lot of new. So I would say, that's really an important feature of 2025, as well as our education and our SIA education sessions at ISC West. We are expanding those for 2025, and I can get a little bit more into education as we go along. But this will be our largest, most robust program to date, with over 110 sessions and 220 speakers. So there really is something for everyone at ISC West, whether you're coming for content or whether you're coming to search for, exhibitors, products, and solutions, including the networking with your peers.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Pretty impressive. Sounds like it's going to be a really big event. So I kind of want to change gears a little bit and talk specifically about our sector, which is the nation's utilities and the security professionals who help protect those. Can you tell utility security professionals what ISC West 2025 has in store for them specifically?
Yeah, so I'll lead off on that one. So actually, I'll take a step back first. I don't think I fully answered your first question, but in terms of our role as it relates to ISC West, so SIA is correct me if I'm wrong, Mary Beth, in the phrasing, but SIA is the premier sponsor of ISC West. So we work really closely with ISC, not just for that 1 week in March or April, but throughout the year on both West and East. So really good partners, have been for years. And I'm not just saying that because this for the interview, but it is my favorite event of the year because it's where you see everybody there. There are lots of fun events, and it's great all around. So anyway, so in terms of utility specific stuff, so Mary Beth and I were talking about this earlier, and it's such a massive show that it really does have. I think Mary Beth used the phrase "something for everyone." So there's a drones and robotics pavilion. Certainly a lot of utilities are looking at drones and counter drone capabilities. There are endless perimeter security solutions. Even though there's not a pavilion, there are just countless companies out there offering perimeter security. There are cybersecurity solutions. There's convergence is a big issue, of course. And then that's just the show floor. And then, I think one of the later questions gets into education, but so I'll get into the specifics there as we move along. But there are several educational sessions that are specific to critical infrastructure and utility security that are really instructive, that have some great presenters. And then I think networking is also mentioned later on, so I will dive too deep into this. But networking events, every single day there are multiple networking events. Everybody's double booked, triple booked because there's so much going on. There are so many opportunities to connect with colleagues, connect with new people, connect with new partners. And it's just a great event all around. It's such a full week.
So, and just to, I was just going to say, just to expand on a little bit, Curtis, new for this year, we're really expanding our cybersecurity offerings. So I know that's a very important topic for utilities and critical infrastructure these days, and just understanding the vulnerabilities and being able to protect their assets. So we will be rolling out really a whole cybersecurity campaign. We'll be featuring more cybersecurity solution providers, as well as an education track. Again, talking about education a little bit further along, but we are partnering with RSA on a track. So really trying to offer, to address the convergence and really create like a unified approach to physical security and cybersecurity, that have previously sat in silos working together.
Okay. So I mean, you both kind of mentioned education. Maybe we could drill a little bit deeper in that. You said it's going to be the most education offered. What are some offerings maybe sort of ways you're structuring that you're excited about? And then also, I'm going to combo the next question. What sort of educational offerings should utility security professionals be excited about?
So I'll expand on just the first question a little bit on the actual SIA education at ISC program. But this year we've actually extended our program a day. So education will now be 4 days versus 3 days. So it will run Monday through Thursday. So we've really gotten quite a few requests just for more content. It's a very strong program, training sessions, product training sessions. So it will run Monday to Thursday, and it really was implemented just to offer more flexibility for our customers. We find that everyone who attends ISC West really is also there to go to the expo hall. It's not really just a conference. So they need to have the time to do both. So now they've got 2 days where they can only attend education, and then they've got 2 days where they can overlap, and then they have 1 day that they can only go to the expo hall floor. So we've really tried to create just a flexible schedule for them so they can really do it all and get it all done in 5 days. So with that said, it is our largest program to date.
Wow. Okay.
And then we do have a number of tracks. Again, as Ron said, we speak to so many different sectors of the security industry, but drilling down to critical infrastructure, we do have a specific track that I'll turn it over to Ron to call out some of those sessions that might be a little more interesting to the utilities attendees. Ron, I'll hand it over to you for that one.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so there are several sessions specific to critical infrastructure and utilities with some really great speakers. For example, Stephen Harris from CISA. He's acting executive assistant director for infrastructure security at CISA. He has a couple of sessions that he'll be speaking at. Brian Harrell, the CSO at Avangrid, who was on your cover first issue a couple years ago. He'll have at least one session out there, and just looking at some of the titles, countering elevated nation-state threats to U.S. critical infrastructure, game changers, robotics and critical infrastructure security, safeguarding critical assets, a guide for security professionals. So several sessions like that, and to Mary Beth's point. So all those sessions that I just mentioned, those are all on Tuesday. So utilities attendees can attend those and not miss a day of the show, because the show will start Wednesday morning. So those sessions, as well as others that address aspects related to critical infrastructure security, whether it's risk assessment, vulnerability assessment, things like that. So I don't know what the total count of sessions is, but I think
110.
Oh, wow. Yeah. In the past, I think it was like 60 or 70. So yeah, that's a big,
Exactly.
yeah. Wow.
No, it really, I mean, we've really worked to grow the program. And I mean, it's really about creating a more valuable experience for all of our customers. And, post-COVID, you really wanted to create an experience where attendees wanted to leave their house. It was questionable. They thought they could do things online and go to an in-person event. So, as we discovered, it wasn't just about going and meeting with an exhibitor or sitting in one session. It was about creating an overall, really valuable show experience where they could network with their peers, where they could learn, where they could see new products. So we've really ramped it up, and it's been fun, actually, implementing all these new changes to the show post-COVID. And, we've been successful. So I think our attendees and our customers are all enjoying all of the content and the new that we're implementing into ISC West.
Excellent. So I know you already talked about the expo hall floor a little bit more. I want to just circle back a little bit on that. Any sort of emerging security technologies that you're most excited about? You're seeing growth at ISC West. I know you mentioned cybersecurity as a focal point. Is there any other, and robotics was something? Is there others, or is there some other things happening on the expo floor that attendees might, that our readers might find very valuable in seeing or interacting with?
Yeah, I mean, the Emerging Tech Pavilion is always a very hot spot to visit while you're at ISC West. So this year, we're going to be featuring probably just over 70 emerging tech exhibitors. So it's amazing. I mean, again, as the industry evolves, there's so much new technology that is being introduced each year. So, especially with all the new AI solutions that are coming out and the cyber. So we'll also have a smaller sort of startup area on the show floor that will be embedded into the emerging tech area, which is just a way for some truly new exhibitors to enable to showcase their solution on the show floor, not in a full booth. So that's sort of new for ISC this year. But it's hard for me to even pick kind of one or two exhibitors that I would say, oh, yeah, this excites me, because, we run the gamut of so many different products and solutions and what they're featuring that, I would say it's a can't miss area on the show floor that everybody should at least venture through. And I think we're going to talk about our new product showcase area later in the conversation here, but that sort of ties with the emerging tech and, a not to miss area on the show floor feature.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, go ahead, Rob.
Oh no, just really quick. Like Mary Beth said, it is hard to narrow down something, but certainly I personally will be interested to see the AI solutions that are out there. Obviously, that's having more and more of an influence in the security sector and every other sector for that matter. So that will be kind of fascinating to see that technology that's advancing so quickly, how it looks different on the show floor from last year, and then how it'll look next year for that matter. So I think you're also doing, Mary Beth, I think you're doing the AI area again this year, right?
I was just going to say, I actually forgot about that. So thanks for reminding me, Ron. There's so much. I'm like, what am I forgetting? So we launched the AI Discovery Zone last year. We featured it, was right in the lobby, sort of right across from the Venetian ballrooms there. So we will be featuring that pavilion. It's not really a pavilion. It's more of a area that is a discovery zone in that same location, right off the lobby in the Venetian hallway this year. Undetermined yet exactly how many participants will be in there, but we will have more focus on it. And it is, clearly an area of interest for many of our attendees.
Wow. Okay. Exciting. You guys.
Curtis, you're probably thinking about all these things that you didn't see last year.
Yeah.
Back to and make a little to-do list for yourself this year, right?
Definitely. I needed to come in with a better plan last year. I was like, whoa, this is big. Networking, you kind of both brought that up, and that's always such a vital part of attending a conference, is learning from each other and meeting people who you can interact and make valuable connections with. What's happening at ISC West 2025 to provide folks with some networking opportunities and maybe even have some fun along the way?
All right. Well, I'm going to kick this one off, Ron. You can go after me here, but we are hosting our second ever concert. So last year was the first year we hosted a concert. It was the Wallflowers. It was a big success. For this year, we will be featuring the Gin Blossoms. So not sure if you know who they are, but if not, make sure you go on Spotify and listen to them after this. Ron was a big fan, so that's positive.
Yeah.
So that is actually new. And, we had never really created an experience post-show after the show hours. It had really just been the, 8 to 5 kind of experience between education, networking on the show floor. So it was very successful. And between all the customer events, some of our customers do have to go to. Many of our customers, didn't really have anything after the show floor. So it was really a popular event, and we're excited to kick that off again this year. We also have our ISC Appreciation Night, which is a fun event. It takes place at Tau on Thursday night, and that's basically open to all ISC badge holders. So that's a great place to network. And then really right on our show floor, I would say, the Cyber Hub is a great spot where we've got solutions that are being presented, but we also have, it's really packed with a lot of attendees, sponsors, just chatting about what's latest and greatest in cyber. We do have a barista there, so you can grab a great cup of coffee and just kind of network with your peers. As we also have the bridge, and the bridge is right in the hub of the show floor. There's some soft seating. There's a lot of sessions, award presentations. And again, it's just a nice spot to sort of meet up with a peer, grab a cup of coffee, and see what's going on, see who's speaking, see what awards presentations are going on. But a lot of areas right on the show floor that you can network with your peers. And then, Ron, I know we've got SIA's event, so I'm going to let you talk about that one.
Yeah, thanks. Actually, first I want to touch on a couple of the things that you mentioned. So yeah, Mary Beth mentioned the bridge, a stage in the middle of the show floor where there are different sessions, and those are open to everyone. You don't have, even if you didn't buy a conference pass, you could still attend the sessions on the bridge. And one session that I want to call out, I believe it's on Friday, but it relates to NERC standards for critical infrastructure security, NERC critical infrastructure protection standards. So NERC. So I'll be participating in that, along with a couple of members of our utilities advisory board. So we'll be talking about NERC guidance, and as well as a document that we recently commissioned, translating NERC standards into kind of common standard English, so to make it easier for end users to understand. So there's one session, one example of the kind of sessions that are on the bridge. And I think that's also where they hold the awards presentation for the new products and solutions.
That is correct.
Which Curtis, goes back to your question about what emerging technologies. That's NPS is a great event every year to showcase these new products, and it's it's a heated competition. It's a really prized award. People are really proud of it. They display it. So that's another thing to check out there.
And that actually sits right next to the bridge. So the bridge and the new product showcase and solution area are basically, almost combined. And they are also very close to the emerging tech area. But as Ron mentioned, it is really an award that is very valued. And, their exhibitors are very proud to win this and showcase their award. So the award ceremony is on Wednesday so that they can showcase it and present it, have it displayed at their booth Thursday and Friday. And a lot of work goes into it. We've got a very distinguished panel of judges, and, they work all day Tuesday on presentations. So it really is a very reputable program. And, we're really proud of how it's grown and just how it is a sought after award year after year.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then, so in terms of SIA events at ISC West, so there were several, looking at our website, there were at least 9 pretty major events that we host out there. I won't go through the whole list, but just a couple that might be particularly relevant to your readers. So on Tuesday night of ISC West week, we had the Market Leaders Reception, which is a really great event, lots of fun, great crowd. I think we get close to 1,000 people attending there. It's at Dre's Beach Club, which is right down the strip from the show, from the Venetian Palazzo area. So that's an outstanding networking opportunity there. Good food, good drinks, and a lot of fun. And then of course, we started this with me mentioning the Protecting Utilities lunch. That'll be on Thursday of ISC West week at noon. We have one speaker already confirmed. That's going to be Bluma Sussman, from NERC, just mentioned NERC, it's actually from NERC. And we'll probably be announcing an additional speaker soon. But that's a great event. Curtis, I think you were there last year. It was standing room only. We had to bring in more chairs.
Wow.
So we're really happy with that. And then we have SIA has a standards department. We're a ANSI accredited standards developing organization. So we have an event at ISC West called the Interface. I believe that's typically, I'll confirm here in a second. I believe it's typically at the end of the day after the show on Wednesday. But that's a standards event, and so it's more about technologies, and some of your readers might be interested in that. But over the years, it's kind of transitioned into also a more fun event with a tech component. So that might be something that they want to check out as well. And I stand corrected. It is at the end of the day, but it's on Thursday this year. So it's 5:00 as the show ends on Thursday.
Oh. You don't want to conflict with the concert, which actually, as I didn't mention, is on Wednesday, Curtis, right before closes.
Yeah, that would probably explain it. Yeah.
Wow, lots of great opportunities. Before, my last question is throwing out there any other events, offerings that our readers should know about outside of what you've already talked about.
I mean, truthfully, I think we've covered pretty much everything on the call here. I think the main point to get across is there really is something for everyone. And while we do speak to such a wide variety of security professionals, we do really hone in on so many different verticals. So if you are in a specific niche, there is something for you that would be relevant for you. And just, to come and view what's new is really just an important aspect of doing business today in the security industry, I would think. Just, with all the new technologies that are constantly being released, and with the involving of, AI, cyber, convergence, it's just, there's never a dull moment.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay. And then just last question after, assume, people have read all the way down to the bottom of this article. What's your last sort of elevator pitch statement you would say to utility security professionals who might be on the fence about considering attending ISC West? What would you say to them? Why they should go this year?
I mean, I just think between the offerings at ISC West and the Security Industry Association has to offer that focuses on utilities and critical infrastructure, whether it be the education component, the training sessions, the solutions we're featuring, that, it will be a very valuable show experience for them. Not to mention networking with their peers and other peers, and just to learn from your industry.
Yeah, one other thing I think it's worth mentioning is last year, trade show executive named ISC West.
Oh my gosh.
The greatest trade show of 2023. And that was just awarded last year. So it was the 2023 show. But I think 2024 was even better. But those awards haven't happened yet. But that goes to show you how highly regarded ISC West is.
Thanks for that shout out, Ron. So for about 4 months after receiving that award, which we actually just got the award in September of 2024 for 2023, I think that was my opening line to anybody that I spoke to about ISC West. And now I'm like, oh, now I'm so focused on ISC West 2025. I've kind of been like, But yes, it was a huge award, and it really does speak to the level of really how much work everyone that is involved with ISC West puts into it, whether it be from the ISC team, our partner groups, security industry association. I mean, all of us work so hard to put on such an amazing show, and just so it was really, really exciting to win that.
Congrats on winning that award. That's quite an esteemed honor. Yeah.
Don't forget to visit our website at utilitysecurity.com for exclusive intel, resources, and a community of fellow utility security professionals. Stay safe, stay informed, and stay tuned for your next mission briefing.
The views, information, and opinions expressed during this podcast are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of Utility Business Media and its employees. It is strongly recommended that you discuss any actions or policy changes